The steady beep of monitors cuts through darkness. My fingers twitch against crisp sheets, and I struggle to open eyes that feel sealed shut. The antiseptic smell hits me first, that unmistakable hospital scent that makes your stomach clench. She's waking up. Someone grabs my hand. The voice is familiar but distorted, like I'm underwater. I force my eyes open, blinking against harsh fluorescent lights. Everything's a blur of white and shadow. My throat feels like sandpaper. Zoe, can you hear me? A nurse leans over me, checking my vitals. Try not to move too much. You've been unconscious for nearly 3 weeks. 3 weeks? My mind struggles to piece together fragments. There was rain, screeching tires, the sickening crunch of metal. Then, nothing. Where's Nathan? The words scrape out barely above a whisper. He should be here. My fiancé should be holding my hand right now. The room goes quiet. Too quiet. I turn my head slightly, fighting waves of dizziness, and see Angela from work standing beside my bed. Her face is pinched with something that looks too much like pity. Eng? My heart monitor picks up speed. Where is he? She squeezes my hand harder. Zoe, there's something you need to know, but maybe we should wait until you're stronger. Tell me. The monitor beeps faster. Nathan and Stacy got married last week. The words don't make sense at first. Nathan and Stacy, my fiancé and my sister, married. That's not... I try to sit up, but my body won't cooperate. That's not possible. We're getting married in June. Angela's eyes fill with tears. I'm so sorry. It happened while you were... They didn't even wait for you to wake up. The monitor's frantic beeping matches the roaring in my ears. Memories flash through my mind. Stacy helping me pick out my wedding dress. Nathan surprising me with takeout at the office. The three of us laughing over dinner just days before the accident. Get out. My voice doesn't sound like my own. Zoe. Get out! The nurse rushes back in as Angela retreats. They try to calm me down, but everything's spinning out of control. Through the window of my hospital room, I catch a glimpse of someone in the hallway. Tall, blonde, wearing the Cartier watch I bought Nathan for Christmas. I need to see my sister. The words taste like poison. Get Stacy in here, now. The nurse hesitates. Ms. Rivera, you need to rest. Either you get her, or I'll drag myself down that hallway. Minutes later, Stacy glides in like she owns the room. She's wearing my favorite of her dresses, the green one that makes her eyes pop. The same eyes we inherited from our mother. Oh good, you're finally awake. She perches on the edge of my bed like this is a casual visit. We were starting to worry. Were you? Ice creeps into my voice. Is that why you couldn't wait 3 weeks to steal my fiancé? She sighs, examining her perfect manicure. It wasn't like that, Zoe. These things just happen sometimes. Nathan and I realized we had feelings for each other while planning your wedding. The accident just made us see we couldn't keep lying to ourselves. The casual cruelty of her words stuns me into silence. This is my sister. The person who held me when our dad died, who taught me to ride a bike, who promised we'd always protect each other. Get out. My voice shakes. Get out before I rip that ring off your finger. She stands, smoothing her dress. You should focus on getting better instead of being dramatic. Nathan and I hope you'll understand eventually. We're still family. As she reaches the door, I find my voice again. Stacy? She turns, and for a moment I see a flicker of the sister I used to know. The next time I see you, I say quietly, it will be to destroy everything you've taken from me. She laughs. Actually laughs, and shakes her head. Oh, honey, you always were the emotional one. Get some rest. The door clicks shut behind her. I stare at the ceiling, letting rage replace the pain threatening to overwhelm me. 3 weeks. They couldn't even wait 3 weeks while I lay here fighting for my life. The heart monitor's steady rhythm matches the mantra building in my mind. They will pay. They will pay. They will pay. I've never hated anyone before. But as I lie here planning my sister's downfall, I realize hate feels an awful lot like purpose. Coming home feels like walking into someone else's life. Everything's exactly where I left it. The half-finished sketches on my drafting table, the coffee mug Nathan bought me still in the dish rack, Stacy's birthday card propped on the mantle. But nothing feels real anymore. Angela hovers behind me as I step into my apartment. You sure you don't want me to stay? The doctor said you shouldn't be alone yet. I need to do this by myself. My fingers trace the edge of the couch where Nathan and I used to curl up watching movies. But thank you. For everything. After she leaves, I stand in the silence, letting reality sink in. 3 weeks in a coma, and they couldn't even wait. The thought loops endlessly, each iteration stoking the fire in my chest. My phone buzzes. Another message from Mom asking to talk. I delete it without reading. She was at their wedding. She watched my sister marry my fiancé while I lay unconscious, and she celebrated with champagne. I head to my home office, needing to focus on something concrete. Work emails should be a good distraction. But when I open my laptop, the first thing I see is an email from Sean, my mentor at the firm. Zoe, hope you're recovering well. Unfortunately, given your extended absence and some concerning issues with your recent projects, we'll need to discuss your position when you return. Sean. My hands shake as I click through my work folders. Files are missing. Designs I spent months perfecting have been altered or deleted entirely. This isn't just about Nathan and Stacy anymore. They're trying to erase me completely. A knock at the door interrupts my spiral. I consider ignoring it until I hear Brady's voice. Zoe, I brought that stuff you asked for. I didn't ask for anything, but Brady's been my friend since college. He's the only one who didn't attend the wedding. I open the door to find him holding a thick manila envelope. What's this? He glances down the hallway before stepping inside. Police report from your accident. I called in some favors to get it. I didn't ask you to... No, but you need to see this. His face is grim as he pulls out documents. The skid marks, the angle of impact. It wasn't just a random accident, Zoe. Someone ran you off the road. The room tilts slightly. I grab the edge of the counter. What are you saying? Look at the timestamp. This happened right after you left Nathan's office that night. Brady spreads photos across my kitchen counter. You told me you were going there to surprise him with dinner? What really happened? The memory hits like a physical blow. Walking into Nathan's office late that night, seeing him with Stacy, wrapped around each other on his desk. The look on their faces when they saw me. Not shame, not guilt, just annoyance at being caught. I ran out. I whisper. Nathan followed me to the parking lot saying he could explain. I drove away and then... I stare at the photos. Are you saying the car that hit you was dark blue? Like Nathan's Audi. Brady's voice is gentle but firm, which he conveniently sold the week after your accident. My legs give out and I sink to the floor. Brady crouches beside me, but I barely register his presence. The pieces click together with horrible clarity. The affair, the accident, the rushed wedding. They didn't just betray me. They tried to kill me. I'm going to be sick. I barely make it to the bathroom. When I emerge, Brady's organizing the evidence into neat piles. What do you want to do? We could take this to the police. No. The word comes out sharp and clear. Not yet. He studies my face. Zoe. They think they've won. My voice is steady now. Cold. They think they can just take everything. My fiancé, my career, my life. And I'll either die or fade away quietly. I pick up one of the photos. But they forgot something important. What's that? I meet his eyes in the mirror, and for a moment I barely recognize myself. I'm an architect. I know how to tear things down so completely that nothing can ever be rebuilt. Brady's quiet for a long moment. Whatever you're planning, I want in. They don't get to do this to you. I nod slowly, mind already racing with possibilities. Nathan's careful reputation, Stacy's social climbing, Sean's professional ethics. They're all just structures waiting to be demolished. First, I say, reaching for my phone, I need to call Trevor. If our family lawyer helped rush their wedding while I was in a coma, I bet he knows what other secrets they're hiding. The rage that's been burning in my chest crystallizes into something harder, sharper. They wanted to bury me? Fine. I'll drag them down with me. Trevor's office smells like leather and money. He adjusts his tie as I sit across from him, trying to hide his discomfort behind a professional smile. Zoe, I'm glad to see you've recovered. What can I help you with? I place the accident report on his desk. You can start by explaining why you helped my sister marry my fiancé while I was in a coma. His smile falters. That's a private matter between family? I lean forward. Funny how I'm only family when it's convenient. Did you help Nathan sell his car too? The blue Audi that mysteriously disappeared right after my accident? Color drains from his face. I don't know what you're implying. Yes, you do. I keep my voice steady despite the trembling in my hands. You've been our family lawyer for 15 years. You knew about their affair, didn't you? Before the accident, he stands abruptly, moving to his window. Some things are better left in the past, Zoe. Focus on your recovery, your future. My future? I laugh, the sound sharp enough to make him flinch. The one where I go back to work and pretend Sean hasn't been sabotaging my projects? Or the one where I play happy families at Christmas while my sister wears my engagement ring? Sean? Trevor turns, genuine surprise crossing his face. What does he have to do with this? Got you. I watch his expression carefully. You tell me. You handled the paperwork for his promotion last month, right? The flash of confusion in his eyes confirms my suspicion. Sean's betrayal runs deeper than I thought. I stand, gathering my things. Thanks for your time, Trevor. You've been very helpful. Wait. He moves to block the door. Whatever you're planning, don't. Some things should stay buried. Like attempted murder? He pales further. You can't prove anything. Watch me. I leave him sweating in his office and head straight to the architectural firm. It's after hours, but my keycard still works. The familiar open-plan office is eerily quiet as I make my way to Sean's corner office. His computer is locked, but I know his password. He never changed it after making me set up his system last year. Within minutes, I'm downloading everything. Project files, emails, financial records. If he's been sabotaging my work, there'll be evidence. Zoe, I freeze. Angela stands in the doorway holding a stack of blueprints. Her eyes dart between me and the computer. It's not what it looks like. I start, but my voice cracks. She sets down her papers and closes the door. Actually, I hope it's exactly what it looks like. She pulls up a chair. Need help? I stare at her, uncertain. Why would you? Because Sean's been taking credit for your designs for months. Her jaw tightens. I tried telling you before the accident, but he always interrupted. Then suddenly you're in a coma and he's getting promoted using your Miller project as his crowning achievement. My throat tightens. The Miller project? But that was my... I know. She starts typing, pulling up files I hadn't found. I've been keeping copies. Figured you'd need them eventually. Tears blur my vision. The first I've allowed myself since waking up. Angela squeezes my hand. You're not alone in this, Zoe. Some of us still know right from wrong. A noise in the hallway makes us both jump. Angela quickly transfers the files to my drive while I wipe any trace of our presence. We're almost to the elevator when Sean's voice rings out. Working late? He stands by the break room, coffee in hand, watching us with narrowed eyes. My heart pounds, but Angela steps forward smoothly. Just showing Zoe the changes to her projects while she was out. Doctor says familiar work might help her recovery. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. How thoughtful. Though I'm not sure there's much left of her projects to show. The threat in his voice is clear. I meet his gaze, channeling Stacy's casual cruelty from the hospital. Don't worry, Sean. I saw everything I needed to see. In the parking lot, Angela hugs me tightly. Be careful. Sean has powerful friends. So do I reply, thinking of Brady waiting at my apartment with the accident evidence. And I'm done being careful. At home, I spread everything across my dining table: police reports, project files, wedding documents. A web of betrayal laid bare in paper and pixels. Brady whistles low. This is bigger than Nathan and Stacy, isn't it? I nod, studying Sean's signature on documents, claiming my work as his own. The same signature that appears on Nathan's company promotion last month. The pieces shift again, revealing new patterns. They're all connected, I realize. The affair, the accident, my projects. This wasn't just about stealing my fiancé. They needed me gone. Brady's expression hardens. Then let's make them regret not finishing the job. I trace Sean's signature, remembering his smug smile. Starting with him. The board meeting room falls silent as I walk in, Sean's stolen files clutched in my hands. His face goes from shocked to furious in seconds. This is a private meeting. About the Miller project? I smile, channeling Stacy's practice charm. Perfect, since I designed it. The board members exchange glances. Sean forces a laugh. Zoe's still recovering. Perhaps the accident has confused. Oh, I'm very clear. I start distributing copies of emails and design documents. Clear about how you stole my work while I was in a coma. Clear about the trail of projects you've claimed credit for. And very clear about the kickbacks you've been receiving. One of the board members, an older woman, adjusts her glasses. These signatures? Sean, is this true? His chair scrapes back. This is ridiculous. She's obviously fabricated. The timestamps and metadata are authentic. I cut in. And I'm sure the SEC would be very interested in those offshore accounts you've been using. The room erupts in whispers. Sean's face turns purple. You have no idea what you're doing. Actually, I do. I meet his gaze steadily. I'm taking back what's mine. Hours later, I sit in my apartment, hands shaking as I pour a glass of wine. Sean's been suspended pending investigation. His reputation is in tatters. I should feel triumphant, but instead I feel hollow. My phone buzzes. Mom again. This time I answer. Zoe, thank God. Her voice breaks. Please, we need to talk. About how you watched Stacy marry Nathan while I was fighting for my life? It wasn't... She stops, starts again. There are things you don't understand. Then explain them to me. The wine sloshes as my hand tightens on the glass. Explain how my mother could do that to me. Silence stretches between us. Then, come to dinner tomorrow. Please, there's something you need to know. I almost refuse, but curiosity wins. Fine, but I'm bringing Brady. Mom's house looks exactly the same. Family photos lining the walls, including one of Stacy and Mia's kids, arms around each other, gap-toothed smiles identical. I resist the urge to smash it. Brady squeezes my hand as we enter the dining room. Mom's made my favorite pasta, an obvious peace offering. But she's not alone. What is she doing here? I spit as Angela rises from the table. I asked her to come. Mom says quietly, she has something to tell you. Angela steps forward, face pale. I'm so sorry, Zoe. I thought I was helping, but... She pulls out her phone, hands shaking. You need to see this. It's a video from the night of my accident. Security footage from Nathan's office building parking lot. I watch myself running out, Nathan following. But then I see something I didn't know. Stacy rushing out after him, trying to stop him from getting in his car. Keep watching, Angela whispers. The timestamp jumps forward 20 minutes. A dark blue Audi pulls into the lot, but it's not Nathan's car. The driver steps out. Sean. I found this when I was gathering evidence against him, Angela says. He's been working with Nathan for months, helping him embezzle from the company. When you caught them that night? They thought I knew about the money. I finish, pieces clicking into place. That's why Sean tried to kill me. Not because of the affair. Nathan and Stacy were going to turn him in. Mom says softly. The wedding, it was his idea. His insurance policy. If they were family, they couldn't testify against each other. I sink into a chair, mind reeling. Why didn't you tell me? Sean threatened to finish what he started if anyone warned you. Angela's voice cracks. I thought helping you expose his fraud would be enough, but after today's meeting, he'll be desperate, Brady realizes, and Zoe just painted a target on her back. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Should have stayed dead the first time. Mom reaches for me, but I pull away, bile rising in my throat. All this time, I thought I was the victim of a love story gone wrong, but I was just collateral damage in something much darker. We need to go to the police. Brady starts, but I shake my head. No. I stare at the photo of Stacy and me, seeing it differently now. Sean doesn't know we have this footage. He thinks he's still controlling everyone through fear. Zoe. Mom's voice holds a warning. I'm not stopping. The hollow feeling from earlier transforms into steel resolve. But I'm changing targets. Sean wants to play games? Fine. Let's see how he handles losing everything he's built. Brady and Angela exchange looks. Whatever you're planning, Brady says. We're with you. I nod, already formulating a new strategy. Sean thought he could bury me twice. Time to show him why that was a mistake. The first thing I notice when I get home is that my door is slightly ajar. Brady tenses beside me, but I'm already pushing it open. We find Stacy sitting on my couch, mascara streaked down her face. Get out, I snap. But she holds up her phone with trembling hands. Sean knows. Her voice cracks. He knows everything. About the evidence, the board meeting, all of it. She looks up, and for the first time since I woke from the coma, I see my sister instead of my enemy. He's going to kill Nathan. Brady moves to check the rest of the apartment while I stay frozen by the door. Why should I care? Because it's my fault. Stacy breaks down completely. I thought I was so clever playing both sides. Dating Nathan to get dirt on Sean's operation, then using the affair to force Sean's hand. She laughs bitterly. I never meant for you to get hurt. You weren't supposed to be there that night. The room spins slightly. What are you saying? I'm saying I was working with the FBI. She wipes her eyes, smearing makeup further. Nathan and I were gathering evidence against Sean. The affair was supposed to be our cover, but then you saw us, and Sean panicked, and everything went so wrong. Brady returns, nodding that the apartment's clear. Why tell us this now? Because Sean's done playing games. She pulls up text messages. He's giving me a choice. Either I destroy the evidence you gathered, or Nathan has an accident tonight. My legs give out and I sink into a chair. All this time I've been plotting revenge against my sister, and she's been... What? Some kind of undercover informant? Show me everything, I say. An hour later, my dining room table is covered in evidence. Not just about Sean's financial crimes, but a whole network of corruption. Names I recognize from the firm, from Trevor's office, from city planning committees. Jesus, Brady whispers, examining a document. This goes all the way to the mayor's office. And Sean has dirt on everyone. Stacy's hands won't stop shaking. That's how he keeps them in line. One word from him and careers end, families implode, people disappear. Like he tried with me. The realization hits hard. You and Nathan were going to expose him, so he tried to kill me as a warning. She nods miserably. The wedding was damage control. Sean thought if we were family, you'd back off once you woke up. But then you started digging. My phone buzzes. Angela. Sean just left the office. He looked ready to kill someone. We need to move, Brady says. If he's going after Nathan? No. I stand up, mind racing. That's what he expects. He's counting on Stacy running to save Nathan. Stacy looks up sharply. What are you saying? I'm saying Sean's not the only one who can set traps. I grab my laptop. Where would Nathan be right now? The club. He always plays poker on Thursdays. Perfect. I start typing rapidly. Brady, call Angela. Tell her to send that footage to every board member, but don't let them open it yet. Stacy, text Sean. Tell him you'll meet him at the club to hand over the evidence. Are you insane? She protests. He'll kill us both. No. I meet her eyes steadily. He'll try, but this time we'll be ready. And this time, I pull up the club's security system, another project Sean stole from me. I'll be the one controlling the cameras. Brady catches on first. We're going to catch him in the act. Better. I smile grimly. We're going to make him confess. To everything. Stacy stares at me for a long moment. Why would you help me? After everything. Because you're still my sister. The words surprise me as much as her. And because Sean needs to pay for what he did to all of us. She reaches across the table, hesitantly taking my hand. I never wanted your forgiveness. I just wanted you safe. I know. And somehow I do know. The rage that's been driving me starts to shift into something else. Not forgiveness exactly, but understanding. But after tonight, we do this my way. No more secrets. Deal. She squeezes my hand. Tell me the plan. As we work out the details, my phone buzzes again. A text from Sean. Last chance to walk away, Zoe. Some graves should stay filled. I show it to Stacy and Brady. Ready to bury Sean instead? They nod grimly. We have 2 hours until the meeting at the club. 2 hours to set our trap. 2 hours to end this. I look at the photo of Stacy and me as kids, still hanging on my wall. After tonight, nothing will be the same. But maybe, just maybe, something broken can be rebuilt stronger. The club's private poker room feels like a trap closing in slow motion. I sit at the security desk, watching through cameras as Stacy meets Sean at the bar. Brady's voice crackles through my earpiece. Nathan just arrived. He looks nervous. He should be. I adjust the camera angle, catching Sean's predatory smile as he spots Nathan across the room. Everyone clear on the plan? Crystal clear, Angela confirms from her position near the emergency exit. Though I still think you should let me call my contact at the FBI. No. I watch Sean lead Stacy toward the poker room. We do this ourselves. The security feed shows Nathan already seated at the poker table, hands shaking slightly as he shuffles cards. 3 other players, all Sean's cronies, surround him. A perfect audience for what's about to happen. Showtime. I murmur, activating the hidden microphones we planted earlier. Sean's voice fills my headset. Nathan, dealing us in? Of course. Nathan's smile is brittle. Stacy, honey, I didn't expect you tonight. Oh, I wouldn't miss this game. Sean's tone drips with menace as he takes his seat. Would you, Stacy? She clutches her purse, containing blank papers instead of the real evidence, and forces a smile. Never. I start recording as Sean deals the first hand. The conversation stays casual, but tension crackles beneath every word. 20 minutes in, Sean makes his move. Speaking of missing things, he says, studying his cards. Heard some interesting rumors about company files going missing, right before poor Zoe's unfortunate accident. Nathan's tells are obvious. Rapid blinking, throat clearing. I wouldn't know anything about that. No? Sean raises the bet significantly. Funny, since those same files recently ended up with the board. Almost cost me everything. His smile turns sharp. Almost. Stacy touches Nathan's arm. Maybe we should... Sit down. Sean's mask slips, revealing the monster beneath. Both of you tried to play me. Now we're going to play my game. The other players shift uncomfortably. Perfect. Brady, I whisper. Now. The lights flicker once, twice. Sean's head snaps up. What? The power cuts completely. In the darkness, I hear chairs scraping, confused voices. When emergency lights kick in 30 seconds later, the other players are gone. Just Sean, Nathan, and Stacy remain. And me, stepping through the door. Sean's face contorts. You. Surprised to see me vertical? I move closer, noting how his hand twitches toward his jacket. Don't bother. Your gun's been removed. His composure cracks further. How did you know about the gun? The same way I know about everything. I pull out my phone, playing back his earlier threats. Amazing what people say when they think they're alone. You recorded me? He laughs, but fear edges his voice. Doesn't matter. Your word against mine. And dead girls can't testify. True. I tap my phone. Every screen in the club, the TVs, the security monitors, even the digital menu boards, springs to life. Security footage plays across the mall. Sean following my car the night of the accident. Sean meeting with corrupt officials. Sean threatening Nathan last week. But dead girls can plan ahead. He lunges for me, but Brady appears from the shadows, pinning him down. Angela steps in from the emergency exit, phone recording everything. It's over, Sean, I say quietly. The board has everything. The FBI has everything. This footage is streaming live to every device in your network. You think this changes anything? He thrashes against Brady's grip. I still own this town. I can still... Still what? Stacy steps forward. Still threaten us? Still try to kill my sister? Her voice breaks. I won't let you hurt anyone else I love. The word love hits me like a physical blow. I look at my sister, really look at her, and see the guilt eating her alive. She played her part in this mess, but she also tried to protect me, in her own twisted way. Zoe, Nathan starts, reaching for me, but I step back. Don't. My voice is ice. You don't get to speak to me. Ever again. Sirens wail in the distance. Sean's face goes slack with defeat as he realizes there's no escape this time. You'll regret this. He spits. All of you. No. I lean close, letting him see the truth in my eyes. The only thing I regret is not seeing you for what you were sooner, but that's over now. As police flood the room, I feel the weight of the past months lifting. But when I turn to leave, Stacy grabs my arm. Wait, she pleads. What happens now? With us? I look at my sister, my first friend, my worst betrayer, my unexpected ally, and realize I don't have an answer yet. Now, I say finally, we learn how to be honest with each other, starting with everything you haven't told me about Sean's operation. Her face pales. There's more? There's always more. I head for the door, knowing she'll follow. And this time, we face it together. The interrogation room feels smaller with each passing hour. Stacy sits across from me, her perfect makeup finally cracked, her designer dress wrinkled. Between us lies a stack of files that keeps growing. The development project on River Street. She says quietly. That's where it started. Sean was laundering money through fake construction costs. And Nathan? Cooking the books. She won't meet my eyes. We both thought we could gather enough evidence to take Sean down without anyone getting hurt. Except I got hurt anyway. Her hands shake as she reaches for her water. When you caught us that night, I tried to stop Nathan from following you. I knew Sean was watching The Office. I knew he'd... She breaks off, tears finally falling. I should have tried harder. Before I can respond, Brady knocks on the door. FBI's here. My stomach drops. This is it. The moment everything becomes official, irreversible. Part of me wants to grab Stacy and run, protect her like she tried to protect me. But we're past that now. Ready? I ask her. She wipes her eyes, straightening her spine. No, but let's do it anyway. The federal agents are exactly what you'd expect. Crisp suits, stern faces, an air of contained power. They listen silently as we lay out everything. Sean's criminal empire, the network of corrupt officials, the attempted murder, all of it. And you have proof of these allegations? The lead agent asks. I start pulling up files on my laptop, but Stacy speaks first. I was wearing a wire. Her voice is barely audible. For months, every meeting, every threat, every deal. The room goes still. I stare at my sister, understanding finally hitting me. That's why you couldn't tell me. You were already working with them. She nods miserably. They approached me after finding irregularities in the River Street project. I agreed to help, thinking I could protect everyone. Instead, she looks at me, really looks at me, for the first time since the hospital. Instead, I almost got you killed. Miss Rivera, the agent interrupts. Your recordings could be crucial evidence, but using them means testifying. Against Sean, against the others, against Nathan. I know. Stacy's hands ball into fists. I'll do it. Even though he's your husband? He stopped being my husband the moment he chose Sean over my sister. Pride and pain war in my chest. This is my sister, the real Stacy, not the polished society wife she became. The girl who once broke Tommy Wilson's nose for pushing me off the swings. There's something else, I say, pulling out my phone. The night of my accident, Sean made a call. I found it in the phone records. I play the recording Brady helped me recover. Sean's voice, calm and cold, ordering someone to make sure she doesn't wake up. The agent leans forward. Who is he talking to? Trevor. The name tastes bitter. Our family lawyer. He's been Sean's fixer for years. Stacy gasps. Trevor? But he's been with our family since Dad died. I meet her eyes. Maybe it's time we looked into that too. The agents exchange glances. One steps out to make a call. The lead agent turns back to us. Ladies, what you're proposing would dismantle half the power structure in the city. There will be consequences. There already have been consequences, I say, touching the scar on my temple. Now there can be justice. A commotion erupts outside. Through the window, I see Sean being led past in handcuffs, Trevor right behind him. Sean locks eyes with me, his face twisting with hatred. This isn't over, he mouths. But it is. I feel it in my bones, in the way Stacy's hand finds mine under the table, in the quiet certainty that we're finally telling the truth. What happens now? Stacy whispers once the agents step out to process everything. Now we rebuild. I squeeze her hand. But this time we do it right. No more lies, no more secrets. Even if it means losing everything, we already lost everything. I think of my old life, the perfect fiancé, the rising career, the uncomplicated sister relationship. But maybe what we build in its place will be stronger. She studies my face. Can you ever forgive me? I don't know. The honesty hurts us both, but it's necessary. But I'm willing to try if you are. Through the window, I watch Sean and Trevor being driven away. Behind us, the agents are already mobilizing to arrest Nathan and the others. Everything we knew is crumbling. But for the first time since waking up in that hospital bed, I feel truly awake, truly alive. Ready? I ask Stacy, standing to face whatever comes next. She rises too, shoulders straight, eyes clear. Ready. Together, we step into the storm we've created, knowing that sometimes you have to tear everything down to build something true. The courtroom falls silent as I take the stand. Sean sits at the defense table, still wearing his expensive suit like armor, but his eyes betray his fear. Behind him, Nathan slumps in handcuffs, refusing to look at anyone. Trevor's already cut a deal, turning state's evidence in exchange for leniency. Stacy squeezes my hand as I pass. She testified yesterday, laying bare every detail of Sean's operation. Now it's my turn. Please state your name for the record. Zoe Rivera. My voice carries clearly through the hushed room. Ms. Rivera, can you tell us about the night of March 15th? I look directly at Sean as I speak. I went to surprise my fiancé at his office. Instead, I found him with my sister. A muscle twitches in Sean's jaw. When I fled, he followed me to the parking lot. That's when I saw the other car. The blue Audi? Yes. It followed me onto River Street. The driver? I pause, letting the tension build. The driver was Sean. He ran me off the road and left me for dead. Sean's lawyer stands. Objection. Speculation. Your Honor, the prosecutor interrupts. We have video evidence confirming the defendant's presence. And phone records, I add clearly, showing his call to Trevor immediately after, ordering him to ensure I never woke up. The jury stirs. Sean's face goes ash white. But I did wake up, I continue. And I found proof of everything. The embezzlement, the bribes, the murder attempt. All of it. Liar! Sean surges to his feet. You think you've won? You have no idea what's coming. Actually, I pull out my phone. I do. The prosecutor plays the recording. Sean's voice threatening me at the club, confessing to everything in his rage. But there's more. Something not even Stacy knows about. That call to Trevor? I lean forward. It wasn't the first time Sean ordered a hit, was it, Mom? The gallery erupts as my mother stands, FBI agents moving to flank her. Sean's eyes go wide with recognition. Dad's car accident wasn't an accident, I say into the chaos. He found out about Sean's operation 5 years ago. Mom knew. She's been helping cover it up ever since. Order! The judge's gavel cracks like gunshots. Remove the defendant's wife immediately. As they lead my mother away, I see the moment Sean finally breaks. His carefully constructed world is crumbling and he knows it. No further questions, the prosecutor says quietly. Outside the courtroom, Stacy catches up to me. Why didn't you tell me about Mom? I couldn't. I watch our mother being processed by federal agents. Not until I was sure. Brady found the evidence last week. Her offshore accounts, the payments from Trevor. All this time, Stacy's voice cracks. Dad died because of Sean? Because of her? Because of choices. I turn to face her. The same choices you and Nathan made, getting involved with Sean. The same choices I made, pursuing revenge instead of justice at first. And now? Now we choose differently. I pull out the keys to our childhood home. Starting with this. Her eyes widen. The house? But Mom can't keep it now that it's evidence of criminal conspiracy. I manage a small smile. But I had Angela check the deed. It's still in Dad's name, which means it passes to us. Us? She stares at the keys. You'd share it with me? After everything? You chose truth in the end, I say simply. That matters. Brady appears around the corner, grinning. Verdict's in. Guilty on all counts. Relief floods through me, but it's not the vindication I expected. Instead, it feels like putting down a heavy weight I've carried since waking up in that hospital bed. Want to get coffee? Stacy asks hesitantly. Maybe talk about what to do with the house? I study my sister, really study her. The polished facade is gone, replaced by something raw but real. Like me, she's been stripped down to her foundations. Like me, she has to choose what to build next. Coffee sounds good. I hand her one of the keys. But first, there's something I need to do. I walk back into the courtroom where Sean sits, shell-shocked by the verdict. He looks up as I approach. Congratulations, he spits. You destroyed everything. No. I place my old engagement ring on the table, the one he helped Nathan pick out, the one that marked the beginning of their conspiracy. You destroyed everything. I just exposed the truth. I turn away, feeling lighter with each step. Behind me, Sean calls out, You think this fixes anything? You think you can just rebuild what's broken? I pause at the door, where Stacy waits. No, we'll build something better. Together, we walk into the sunlight, leaving the shadows behind. There will be hard days ahead, trust to rebuild, wounds to heal. But for the first time since I woke up in that hospital bed, I'm not looking back. I'm looking forward to whatever we choose to build next.